we're a little far down the line right now, but what I would suggest, in order to keep all of ourselves out of these little internment camps, even the idea that we're sitting here talking about this is beyond most people's scope of even understanding. But I would say until we got to a point in this country of martial law or internment camps or whatever, that we once again seek out the roots that made this country so great and so enviable in recorded history, that we go back to our founding documents, and that we start to eliminate that which is not constitutional, up to including money and taxes. If we had an honest money system in this country, we wouldn't have the national debt that we have right now. President Obama, has just enabled the bankers and the federal government to get the American public in debt to the tune of $13 trillion. Now, we're not going to get a break from the banks on this. This is interest bearing. I call them the gangsters, and Guido doesn't show up to kill you. He shows up to break your legs to remind you to repay the debt. This is one of the quickest ways that we could find our way back to our constitutional roots is by getting rid of the privately owned corporation, the Federal Reserve, getting rid of the surety for the repayment to these bankers called the IRS. These would be major steps. And people to get energized once again. There is a lot of confusion, there's a lot of fear out there right now. But there is the solution to this, and it is people's involvement. We are the government. Most people forget that. You and I are the government. So we need to start exercising our rights. If you don't use them, you're going to lose them. And the threat is that we're on the brink of losing this entire republic. So people have to get involved once again. They've got to start asking these questions. They've got to start going after their state representatives. They've got to start communicating with other people. They've got to start educating themselves and bringing them up to speed. Being an American, you have a duty and an obligation to live in such a great country such as this. There is, from time to time, a little work to do. I know that's a four-letter word that most people don't like to hear. But by duty and obligation, not only to ourselves, but the subsequent generations yet to come, it is our duty. So I would suggest that we start there, going back to the Constitution. Get more people involved, get more people educated, and I think we can do this nonviolently. If we do not, there may be another scenario for these internment camps, whether they be under Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, or whomever else. There could be a second American revolution in this country. And I'm one of these people that don't want to see blood running in the streets. But many people have the opinion that that's the only way that this nation is going to be restored to its greatness. And that's another reason why these FEMA camps are being